Before we get to the video, if you would like to help me stop the madness, then please visit madnessnation.net to get all of your merchandise, or simply hit the link in the description below to donate. Remember, I cannot stop the madness without you. Madness. Okay. Can everybody see me? Thank you for bearing with me after these technical difficulties. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Okay. All right. Everybody that we had close to 400 people over there in the other live. Hopefully everybody will come over here and rejoin us. So if you can like and share the video to try to get it out there. And y'all just seen for yourself, they just tried to stop madness. But what they don't understand is I have a whole nation of supporters. I have a whole nation of supporters. And we gonna get the job done by any means necessary. Madness. Now, forgive me if I make some mistakes tonight because I'm not used to using StreamYard. I normally use something else, but we're going to try it on StreamYard tonight. That's right. The one and only Puss in Boots says the madness will never be stopped. So like I said, this show is really for y'all. I want y'all to come on. I want y'all to tell me who you think done it. That's the name of the show. Who do you think done it? Do you think it was Darriynn? Do you think it was Kamron? Do you think it was Monica? Do you think it was all of them? Come on, give your reason. This is an open discussion. If somebody have an opinion that's different from yours, it's okay. Because that's what we're all human. We have different opinions, okay? The link is in the description. The link is officially in the description, people. Madness. Now I don't know how to work StreamYard, so I don't know if my moderators are still my moderators over here on StreamYard. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to tell the difference between the people who's a member of the channel and the people who's ain't over here on StreamYard. So please forgive me. Madness. Seven of Life said, I think Monica and Kamron set it up. Okay, good. I can still see the channel members. That's great. Is my moderator in here? 55-1 Franklin, you in here? The link is in the description. I'm just waiting for somebody to come on and talk their piece. I have an awful feeling that DB was set up. Everybody, please like and share the video. We got to get everybody that was from the other chat back over here because it's going down tonight. We got some things to talk about, and we're going to talk about it. Madness. Look like we got somebody that decided to come on the show. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get started. Everybody, please like and share the video. This live tonight is for y'all.
Hello, how you doing, Madness?
I'm doing good. How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you okay. I recently found you. It's been almost, I'll say like a month now, and I'm so glad I did. So I want to get that off my chest and let you know that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, but regarding the story, I think everybody's involved. And I think that it's more of them making Darriyn take the blame for it because of his abilities is limited basically.
Right.
So if
They said he
he
had to
challenged, we're gonna let you be the fall guy because I found out there's more people that live in that house that we originally thought of, and one is a sex predator.
mm-hmm. I heard
So
I heard that. I haven't been able to confirm the sex predator part.
yeah, I haven't. I forgot the name. I was hearing it today, but I just think it was a big setup. I don't know nobody that's gonna do that. Take a boy out the home, kill him, come back to the house. No, you don't come back. And when he came back, everybody want to say, "Oh, he came back to get the other boy." No, it looked like he was sent in there to check on him, like, "Oh, go see if they still sleep, or go see if he woke," or it was more of like check like that. But that first person in the dark to me looked like Kamron all the way.
Okay, so what is it about that? Because I didn't show that video. I mean, I didn't show that video. I didn't show the pictures of them side by side. Got a lot of different back and forth about who people think it was. What was it about that video that you seen, the first video, the night vision one, that made you believe that it was Kamron?
Just how long he stood there. It's like if you coming in somebody's house, first of all, are you saying, "Oh, he broke in"? You're gonna hear somebody kick that door or something like that. So he didn't kick the door in. And then the way they was in bed when the one I seen, soon as it come on, the other little one is walking back to get in the bed. That kid will not fall asleep that quick.
Okay.
So I believe it was just like when they got ready to take the other kid out the bed, it was like lay down because it seemed like he was lifting his head up, about to get up. The other boy.
Carter.
Yes. And then I don't know, nobody like it just made it seem like, hey, we need him to be found and quick. That's why he was in the street. Because if you take somebody to the woods and kill him when you leave him in there, you don't want to go to jail. Why would you bring him out the woods and leave him where, oh, he can hurry up and be spotted,
Okay. So
But I just don't see the motive. What would you get out of it? It can't be insurance. I just don't see the motive.
Do you believe that some people are just crazy as hell? And
Yes, I do believe that.
Not always necessarily
and fed up because I'm like, first thing I thought of, like, wait a minute, the dad is gone, and you think you're gonna leave your kids with me? No, you ain't. I wouldn't have kept them, to be honest. Like, So that could be a part of it. You wanted him to come back, so this gonna draw him back out, or I don't know. Some people is just crazy. They weird. They demonic.
Do you find it strange that the father left the children there and the authorities wasn't called immediately to get them back to like their biological mom or anything?
No, I don't see it as being strange because I was wondering, like you said, you've been looking for them. Did you ever fill out like a missing person report or anything to show that you were actually looking for them? I don't think that she was actually just really looking for them. And by him running off, I kind of understand like he don't want to drag them with him on that binge run or whatever. But look at her clearly. It's worse there than if you would have dragged them with you.
Okay.
So, and I think it's just like at this point in time, my baby is gone. I don't care what I gotta face. You need to show back up and go face what you gotta face. I need to see my child.
That's facts.
That last time. And if you talking about those little stupid little warrants you got, that's not a parent at all. Period.
That's facts. Well, thank you very much for your opinion on this situation.
You're very welcome. Y'all have a great night. I'll jump back in the chat.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Everybody, please hit the like button, hit the share button, please. You just seen firsthand how they try to stop us. You just seen firsthand how they tried to stop us. Don't let them stop us. The message will get out there. All right. Who we got up next? We got AB up next. AB.
What's going on, man?
How you doing? I just subscribed to your channel earlier.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm a big fan. I watch, and I've just started watching the last couple of weeks. But that aside, I got a bit of a. I want to just. I've got some stuff going on here, but I wanted to do a drop to you. Do you have an email where I can send you the PDF to Christopher R. Jones information? I sent it back to my Discord server, and we've got people in Texas in the system that got back to me, and they cannot find anything that could confirm them on the sex offender registry or ties them to. Okay. However, the one name comes back. But they're checking out a state. They're still working on it. But I've got a full detailed background on Christopher R. Jones that I'd like to forward to you.
You can reach me. You can reach me at STM Crime News.
STM
Crime News.
Yeah, stop the madness.
Yeah, STM Crime News Info. Make sure you add the info.
Yep. info@gmail.com.
Correct. STM Crime News Info @gmail.com. You can reach me there. A lot of people don't be adding the info, and that's the only email that I answer. So make sure if y'all trying to reach me, y'all reaching me at STM Crime News Info.
So what I'll do is I have something else I'd just like to bring up now that I got up here to direct the conversation a little bit. A concern that I have. I'll send you that in the background, and you can drop that information in the background while I'm sitting in chat. Now, the big concern that I've heard as well is when I go back and I watch that public, I guess, town hall meeting that they put up and never invited any of the neighbors to. Annalise came up and they propped her out like Tom Robinson in the famous book To Kill a Mockingbird, Harper Lee. And I'm telling you, Annalise, God bless her, it's a horrible thing, but why is the focus all of a sudden on her? It's great to be outspoken, but why is the focus on her and the trauma which she's endured now? And setting off this panic attack, it's not right. They're saying that Darriynn Brown is the right man, the only person involved. They want to sell this to you, signed, sealed, and delivered, and it is as far from the truth as it could possibly be, and we cannot let this go, folks.
And that's one thing, regardless of who y'all think done this, one thing that I'm sure that we all want is the right person to be caught.
Yeah, and how can you sit there from the police's standpoint and reinforce that in the public when so many lies are sitting there on the surface? So many contradictions and conflicts in the story are right there. That is layering yourself and putting on a charade for the public. That's not a town hall meeting. That was a cameo appearance. That was nonsense. You want a town hall meeting, you tune in to what we talk about on a daily basis now until this doesn't, this is not going away. It cannot go away. This is absurd, folks.
And that's what
we cannot let this continue to happen.
One of the neighbors has said that they said they believe it was more like a photo op, pretty much to,
Yeah, there's different terms for it as well. It was upsetting, but I mean, when it's happening in real time, you don't really have any choice but to digest it, right? So It's not until you have a sleep or two when you look at it in light of other things that are occurring. Those neighbors in that neighborhood have every right to continue to fear for their safety because they're being hoodwinked by what's being presented to them in the media. But, the Daily Mail UK, for example, God bless them for catching that charade. They knew right away that she was full of it. They got that. And now, I don't want to take over your show, but they can now deal with the local media in their area and try to rebrand any sort of conflict or interest in the light of sorting things out, of course. And they themselves have presented them as the victims. And that's what this is all about, photo ops and virtue signaling and bullshit like that. Well, this Darriynn Brown special needs has nobody and has had nobody standing on his side, like so many millions of young children out there have nobody today, and they continue to get tromped all over, and we're sitting here watching it happen in real time. So I'm going to jump off. I love your show, Madness.
Thank you very much.
I like in the bathtub.
I like your show too. I got to watch some of your videos today because somebody reached out to me on Facebook and told me that you had me in one of your videos, man. So I definitely appreciate that, and I appreciate the love you've been showing.
Yeah, man. Keep the faith, brother. I'll talk to you all later.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. Madness. All right, who we got next? Like I said, people, this show is for y'all. I'm hoping this show goes smoothly because I'm on StreamYard. I don't use StreamYard, so it may not go as smoothly as it normally do, but I'm working to get it together. So I take it StreamYard is what everybody be using because I be seeing their comments looking like this when they use them. Look like we got Crystal up next.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. So
Is it Crystal?
yeah.
All right, welcome. You're on the show, Crystal. I need you to let the people know, who do you think did this and why?
I think it was all of them, but they're letting him be a crash test dummy, and it's pitiful. It's all pitiful.
Go ahead. Explain. Go ahead.
So I think they've been doing the first time he tried to take the little girl, I think, and then she turned around and had the dude not press charges. I think that was part of the setup. Like that's so they can turn around and say, "Hey, look, he tried to do it before."
Mm-hmm. Oh, you went out, Crystal.
Look,
You went out.
He definitely did it now. That's definitely not him in the first video.
You said
I'm
it's
sorry?
not him in the first video?
In the first video, that's not him. That's
Kamron.
Yeah, and you can see he's got the headband on his head so that it's pulling his hair up, so you can't tell if it's dreads or not, or if it's curls. He's got the glasses on, so you can't. I mean, all of it's just why you've never seen old boy wear any type of disguise or any special getup before. So why would he do it now? Definitely had him go in there and check on the kid before in the morning video, because he left that house, dropped that baby off on the street, and then turned around and came back. That kid's just not got enough marbles in the basket, and they're using it to their advantage. And boy.
So when you got on, you said you think they all had something to do with it. Do you think that DB took the baby and just didn't kill him, or you think that he didn't take the baby and he didn't kill the baby either, and you just think that this is something that Kamron and them did to set Darriynn up? Like, so do you think he had no part in it?
Yeah. So I don't think he the baby in the first video or anything like that. I think it's kid. I think for some reason I feel like it's Monica trying to get back at the dad for leaving and just leaving the kids. And this is her fucked up way of, okay, now your kid's dead, so now you got to come back.
Mad.
But yeah, because bitches be crazy.
That's crazy as hell. Like, one, I mean, if you watch my show, which I'm sure you do, thank you very much.
I just started to, because I live 45 minutes down the road from Dallas, and I didn't hear. It was 5 days afterwards when I saw you pop up on my feed, and that's the first time I heard about it.
Oh, okay.
And that's sad. I live 45 minutes down the road, and that's the first time. And I'm on Facebook all day long watching true crime stuff, and I didn't see it anywhere for 5 days.
Yeah, it's almost as if this was trying to be kept under wraps at the beginning.
Exactly.
Until us YouTube creators, and let me shout them out because I shout them out on the last stream, but they got messed up. Like, you got a lot of content creators working on this. You got me, you got Molly Go Lightly, you got Tiffany Marie, you got Leak You got AFC Podcast, you got SP Nuggets, you got Leave It to Bieber, you got AB who actually just came on the show. Like, so you got a lot of people that start working this, and then this story really start picking up. So exactly. It's like, I'm glad we was able to bring so much attention to this.
It's a sad thing, but I think nowadays that there's so much bullshit that happens to kids, and that has to do with the government and like CPS and all that they do try to keep it like the Orson West thing. Like, it's there. Why aren't we, like, why is it just now, like, here in the last like couple of years that you hear about all these kidnappings and shit? Like, yeah, you hear about kidnapping, like the big ones that make like national news, but there's so much more that goes on that nobody gets to hear about because nobody wants to be like, oh, we failed, or we're all corrupt, we're fucking letting everybody screw over the kids. And if you screw up kids at an early age, like I was in CPS, like it could have gone any way for me, and thankfully it didn't. Like, bad shit happened, but like not like, it could have been so much worse. And I can't help, it's just, these are the people that are going to grow up and run the country and do all this, that, and another, and you're just abusing and traumatizing kids to grow up to be adults that are going to abuse and traumatize out of just the way that they just, because of they were traumatized and abused as kids. It's a ridiculous cycle, and it's got to stop somewhere. And if thankfully we have people like you and that bring attention to it, because if nobody sees it, nobody's going to do anything about it. And it's sickening that that for some reason kids aren't important enough for us for the people that do give a fuck about kids, that do care, that we can't figure out how to stand up and do something about it. Instead, just sit here and watch it happen, and oh, at least it wasn't my kid.
Right. And that's the reason why I do it. Like, more awareness need to be brought to these situations. And I always say, like, I didn't have people, literally thank me from seeing one of my videos, from either about to do something stupid or about to ruin their lives, or these kids. I'll be feeling guilty because I'll be feeling like maybe if I would have did the video sooner, maybe somebody would have seen them and, they could have been saved. But the focus definitely need to be on all these children that's missing. I try to do as many as I can. I know I can't catch them all, but I'm doing what I feel. I'm being the change I want to see, pretty much.
And yeah, absolutely. That's what the world needs more of.
All right, Crystal. Thank you very much, Crystal. I appreciate you.
You too.
You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Everybody, please. If you're in the chat, Madness Nation, tonight we are discussing who you think did it with Baby Cash. Rest in peace, Baby Cash. Prayers for Baby Carter, his twin brother. We are just trying to see, who do you feel did it? I'm not going to be really talking too much. Like I said, this show is for y'all. Regardless of what your situation is, or what side of the fence you on, we want to hear it. I try to shout out as many people in the chat as I can. It is going pretty fast. And like I said, I'm not used to working with StreamYard, so I'm getting used to it on the fly. Madness. All right, we got Imp Easy up next. Imp Easy.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. I love your show.
Thank you.
Recent subscriber. So I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far. I like the content and bring awareness to people. There's a couple things about the case I wanted to point out.
Point them out. Let's go. You got the floor.
I found a little bit suspicious. Well, obviously the camera, from my understanding, they put them in there because of recent theft. But I really don't see what the purpose is of having that camera directed straight at the twins in that bed. I don't think that has anything to do with theft. I found that a little bit suspicious. Not to mention we haven't seen any other cameras, but that's not to say that they don't have them. But I just found that a little odd. Secondly, according to Kamron, Darriynn entered through the garage. I don't know if they use drugs in that household or not. I mean, I would be inclined to think that they do, based on what I've seen. And from what I know, people who do drugs have a tendency, well, some of them have a tendency to, they may collect different things. They stockpile different stuff for whatever use they may find for it. And the guard, that stuff like is gold. I mean, I've seen it myself firsthand. So I find it a little hard to believe that garage it wasn't closed, or wasn't latched, or whatever the case. But even if it was, if the door was open, looking at the entry door to the house, that appears to be on both the deadbolt and the little latch, the little doorknob. But the deadbolt looks like it's been repaired. It has a little steel plate with some screws, and like they had repaired it. So my question is, if he entered that house through that door, did they only have the doorknob locked? I mean, if you know that your garage doesn't close, right? You mean to tell me you got just the doorknob? I mean, that's the only part that I saw damaged. And it didn't look like it would look like he had to have pried the door. Maybe, I don't know. He can't even get a screwdriver when that door is closed. How you can't get a screwdriver in there? I mean, they had a big piece of the door like torn off, so he had to kick the door in. You mean to tell me nobody can hear that door, that garage rising up? Because it don't look like it's a quiet, silent garage. I mean, looking at the house, it looked like it makes a bit of noise. So I mean, it just don't make sense to me. I don't buy it. And lastly, the last point is, we all saw that Carter was awake. At some point that morning, he was awake and noticed that Cash wasn't there.
Right.
But Monica said she didn't get up until 11 o'clock. So we have to believe that although Carter sees his brother's not there, he don't alert nobody. He don't make no noise looking for him. He don't wake nobody up until 11 o'clock.
Like, where my brother at?
Right. I mean, he's missing his twin. You see, he asked for him. He's standing there. And he was wide awake. So what, did he crawl back in bed just to say, you know, the hell with it and go to sleep? You know, it sounds a little odd to me. And, you know, I'm suspicious of those people.
Okay, so pretty much. Okay, so just so I'm clear, you're on the side of the fence where you feel like Darriynn is being set up, correct?
Yeah, I feel he's possibly being set. I don't think that he's, you know, his hand is in all of this. He may have some involvement, but it might just be to the extent of it being set up. Like they send him in there just to get him on video. And then they put Cash in the middle of the street. Obviously, whoever put him there wanted him to be found right away. So, I mean, it kind of ties into me. Like, you got him on camera. Let's make sure he get caught right away. You know, it just kind of all like goes hand in hand. Or it's just one strange coincidence. And I don't really believe in that coincidence.
All right, Amp Easy. Thank you very much for coming on the show and speaking your piece. I appreciate you, brother. You make sure you have a good night. You too. Thank you. All right. So who do we have up here next? Up next, we have Let's Talk News. And I'm going in order. So if you're trying to come on the show, the faster you click on the link to come in the room, the faster I'll be able to get you on the show. Madness. Let's Talk News.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I just subscribed to you not that long ago, but I know I'm pretty close to sure. I'd say like 90% it's Kamron. If you look on the video at nighttime, I see curls. I don't see braids. I can see the little curls in his hair. And it's like something's holding it to kind of make the curls look like braids, but you can't make braids look, curls look like braids. Braids are braids and curls are curls. Also, Kamron has a longer face than Darriynn. And Kamron was talking about, like, he was showing us how it happened, like he was there. So that's another thing. How did you know step by step how Darriynn did what he did? Right.
Hold on one second. E and E, all around crime. Is there a bully in the chat? I'm looking at my chat. I'm glad you realize who the bully is. Is there a bully in the chat? Is somebody bullying in the chat, people? I'm just trying to make sure ain't nobody doing no bullying in the chat. That's not what we do over here at Stop the Madness Crime News. Madness. I'm sorry. Let's Talk News. Go ahead and continue.
That's okay. And the other thing is the door damage looks old. It does not look like it just happened.
Okay. So you're looking at the door damage and you saying from the night video that was, that was curls, that wasn't dreadlocks.
Exactly. And then you could see how his hair parts just like it did on that one picture with Kamron. It's not on the right, it's on the left. I believe it's on the left of his face. You can see how it parts, and that's how and you can see that there's curls, not braids in his hair. And also, like I said, his face is longer than Darriynn's. And then Darriynn's neck looked like he kind of has like a little hatch, like he's hunched over. And the other one's like straight up.
Okay.
So the second one was Darriynn, but I think he was coerced to go in there to make it, since it was daylight, you'll be able to see him clearly, and go check on the baby.
to just get them on camera.
Exactly, just to get them on camera.
Okay.
That's what it looks like to me. So the first one's most likely, I'd say, like, I'm serious, like I'm going like 90% it's Kamron. And Darriynn was in the second one, and that was because they told him to go check on him because it's daylight and you could see that it's actually Darriynn.
Okay. So cause confusion. That's pretty much what that would do, right? If that's what happened. We gonna cause some confusion. We look similar.
Right.
Okay. So far, everybody that came on the show said that this is Darriynn. I mean, Kamron. I'm sorry. Yeah. Kamron. Said it's Kamron. It's the lead. You have anything else? Because like I said, this show is for y'all. This is mostly for y'all. I'm really gonna just let y'all
and then
talk.
like when he was giving us the tour of how it happened, he was going step by step as if if you were telling somebody how to do something step by step. 1, 2, 3, and on and on and on. Basically, it was like he's the one who did it, obviously, because of the way he gave us that tour of how it supposedly happened.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add before we leave?
That's it. And thank you for having me on here.
Of course. Listen,
if you can subscribe. I just started and I'm hoping to blow up like you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. I wouldn't consider that I blew up. I'm just, just trying to help people pretty much, and spread awareness. So thank you very much.
No problem. All right. You have a great day. Great
You
evening.
too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That was Let's Talk News. Like I said, I'm going in the line. So if you want to come on the show, the sooner you get on, the sooner you can talk. We got Gina Mori. Hello, Gina.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just wanting to hear Madness Nation thoughts on this.
Okay, so I think Darriynn did it all. Like I literally think Darriynn did it all. Okay. But I felt so bad for Monica, so I reached out to her, kind of thing, right?
Okay.
And I don't think she's involved. Like I just don't. Like all she does is cry all day, pretty much. That's all she does is cry all day, every day.
Okay.
Like I really don't think she's involved. I really don't. And like, so I've been listening to it from the start, right? So I started with Molly or whatever, and then they mentioned you, so I came here or whatever. So I've been here ever since. And I don't think she's involved at all. I feel so bad for her. They're scared to go get groceries. Like they're afraid to leave their house.
Because of the speculations that they had.
Yeah. Yeah, like they're I don't know. I feel so bad for her. I feel so bad for her. Like absolutely. Hello?
Okay, hold on. I think I lost. Okay, something just happened. This StreamYard is, something just happened. Can y'all still see me? Am I still live? Madness Nation, can y'all still see me? Okay, I don't know what happened. Something happened. Gina Marie, can you please hit the link so I can get you back up on here? I don't know what happened. I don't know if StreamYard have something where the call drops or something like that. Gina Marie, can you please come back on the show? I lost you. Okay. I'm gonna go to the next caller until I can get Gina Marie back on here. I don't know what just happened, but for some reason that call had dropped. All right, we got up next Digital 411. Digital 411.
Madness. Hey, what's going on?
How you doing today?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you
New
for calling.
subscriber. Love the content.
I appreciate you. Everybody, please hit the like and share button. Please hit the like and share button. We got 533 people in the chat. Well, it just jumped up to 541. Please hit the share button, please. Y'all know they trying to shadow ban me, but we gonna give them something to talk about.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, sir, Digital 411. Do you believe it was Kamron, Darriynn, Monica, all of them? What you say?
You know, just looking, I'm not up to date on every single thing on the case, but what I've seen so far from Monica's interview, I think that's telling. If you followed along, I mean, she wasn't 100% coherent during that interview, and I don't know if she was tired from work. I don't know if she works. Waking up at 11 o'clock in the next morning, she expects the kids to wake her up. I don't know if she had worked a night shift. I don't know that much information.
Right.
But if she wasn't working, and the kids are left alone, the father, the one that he left the kids in her possession. She's ultimately responsible. Now is it Kamron her son?
Yeah.
Was Kamron responsible for them for the most part, where he just, he's 19 years old now, he's got 2 kids, they're not his brothers, they're not blood. Is he
correct?
feeding
Those are Trevor kids that he left with them.
I'm sorry? I
said those are Trevor kids, like Cash and Carter. Yeah. Those are Trevor kids.
Yeah. So now, is this just a burden? And I'm not assuming anything, but based off the interview she gave, it looks like there's other things besides her being just exhausted from work were happening. Now that might be an assumption, but I'm not sure if there's drugs involved. But assuming that there is, she's hungover, she's whatever, she's laid out. Her son is ultimately responsible for these 2 boys. That becomes a burden. And unfortunately, if Darriynn has mental issues, and God bless our youth, because there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of young men, a lot of young women that are dealing with that. I understand that. I have family that I've dealt with that with brothers and sisters. I understand it. I can relate. But ultimately, who is the adult? Who is watching over those kids? And if she assumed the responsibility when the bio dad left, was it too much for her? So I believe if people were taken advantage of, she's still accountable 100%. These are children. These are kids. They need to get up. They need to eat. They need to be fed. They need to be bathed. Who's driving that? And if it was Kamron, then one thing leads to another. And if somebody's not paying attention, or she's just going to let it happen, hey, I'm going to be in my own zoned out world. I'm going to be asleep. Whatever. Don't involve me. But yeah, this needs to go away. Type of deal. I'm just thinking out loud, just based off her interview, and unfortunately, this occurs. But it seems like this is occurring throughout the country. This is man. There's demons out there, man, and that drugs are the demons. There's spirits in these people that if they're not letting God drive them, then those demons are driving them. There's a lot of that going on, and ultimately this happens. I'm not sure if you're spiritual, but man, we need prayer. This world needs prayer, because it's just getting worse daily, and you're reporting on it.
Yeah, I always talk about the demons walking amongst the earth. Like, there's real life demons out here. Like, there's really life demons. I be saying that, like, just real demons, people. This is real madness.
Yes,
it's not a joke.
Exactly. So that was my piece. Ultimately, Monica's responsible for those little boys. Kamron's not responsible for those boys. You know, he needs to be, you know, going to school, getting out of the house, whatever, doing his life. She took responsibility. She's ultimately responsible, and you know, it's just unfortunate. But you know, that's what it is, and you know, that's a hard one to swallow. But you know, and I don't know what are your thoughts on Darriynn as far. I mean, has he been hospitalized in the past? Has he been certified? You know, schizophrenia, you know, bipolar, anything like that, is officially?
I don't know if he's been hospitalized, but I do know that that's the story, that he has mental issues. His lawyer came out and said that he's schizo. And I remember I had the neighbor that came on my show that said that he be talking to himself. So it's a whole bunch of it's just a whole bunch of, you know, rumors mixed with facts, and that's the worst thing to have because you know, people's mixing and pulling bits and pieces from here and there. So I'm really just waiting until the forensics come back at this point. But I did want to hear what the people out there thought, because it's such a toss up in the air between if people think it's Kamron or people think it's Darriynn or all of them together. So I really just want to hear from my Madness Nation.
All right, man. All right, man. Just love the content. Keep on bringing it, man. Appreciate it. And you have a good night. You have a good weekend. Okay.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. All right. Okay. So let me see who is up next. I am still waiting for Gina Marie to call back on the show, because when she was on, she got dropped. All right. Up next is OMI. Is that Omni R?
Hello, everyone.
Is it Omni? Please hold on. Please mute your stuff in the background. Please mute.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hold on.
OMR.
Hold on. Mute whatever you're looking at, because you're watching the show. It sound, I can hear it. That. Hello. Okay. Did we lose Omni R?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just don't be watching us while you're on the show, because the feedback is horrible.
I can't.
So whatever you're watching the show on, mute that, so we can just hear you.
Okay, is it good now?
Okay, that's better. Go ahead. You want to start?
Okay. Hello, everyone. The question is, who do you think did it, right?
Correct.
So, I think the parents. Not in general, the parents physically, but however, as a parent, you don't put your children into, you know, it's in all these cases that has been occurring nowadays, it's always like the boyfriend and the girlfriend of the parent. And as a parent, you don't put your child in those dangers, you know? And considering the background that Monica has, which is proven facts, that's not speculations, it is a very dangerous environment. So considering that the dad just ditched and left his twins there, that's very concerning as well. Now, in regards to Darriynn Brown and Kamron, I am falling onto the first video is Kamron.
Okay. The night
Second is Darriynn Brown, of course, obviously.
Speak on it.
And I don't know, I'm with you. It's facts of the videos that they have of him like terrorizing the neighborhood. But of course, anyone can do that. It doesn't make them a murderer.
Okay.
You know, and all we know is what has given to us those videos. I mean, there's no other videos around. So of course, that's what everyone's gonna think. Oh, he's a madman in the neighborhood, so it's him. And he's the one that we clearly see in the second video. So it's Darriynn. He's the one that got arrested. So it's Darriynn. I mean, in my opinion, it's 50-50. Darriynn, Brown, Kamron, and the whole environment.
So you believe they done this together?
In that neighborhood, they still have someone out there that is dangerous.
So you believe they got the wrong person in jail then?
I believe he's part of it. I'm not saying he's not.
Okay.
I mean, he was just probably just the scapegoat, like they say. Of course. That's why he hasn't been charged with murder. So I mean, yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous.
Don't be nervous. We all family over here at Madness Nation. We all family. There's no need to be nervous at all.
We just need to be, like as I said, open-minded into every opinion and just be adults about everything. That's it. I mean, it's not a competition. It's just justice for Cash and, you know, prayers for Carter and just hoping the real criminals are charged fairly. That's it.
All right, Omni. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much, Madness.
Thank you. Listen, we have 600 people in the chat and we have 307 likes. I need everybody that's in the chat to hit the like button right now. If we want these messages to get out there, we want the awareness to get out there. Y'all know I'm being shadow banned. Y'all seen it for yourself when I tried to go live earlier. Please hit the like button. That's the only way to beat the shadow ban. The more y'all hit the like button, the more people that can see this video. The more y'all share the video, the more people that's going to be able to see it. So please hit the like button. It don't cost anything. It don't cost nothing. Okay, up next we got Love Shack Sarah.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Whatever
Give me one moment because I got up to do something because I was waiting my turn. So I want to get comfortable and sit down. Just give me 1 second, okay?
All right.
Okay.
How is my sounding, people? Can y'all hear me good? I may start using StreamYard. I think I'm kind of starting. Whatever you're watching us on, please mute that because
I don't have anything on.
You don't have anything on?
No.
You got headphones?
No, I don't.
Yeah, because
is it super bad?
It's horrible. People in the chat is saying
gosh.
Are you able to mute your YouTube?
What was that?
Mute your YouTube.
My YouTube is muted.
Is muted?
Yeah, everything's off. The TV's off. The YouTube's muted. Shoot.
Because I'm hearing
good
stuff when I'm
okay. You know what? Take the next person in line. Let me see if my son's got an extra set of headphones I can borrow, and then have me come back.
Will do.
Does that? Okay, thanks.
Thank you. All right. Up next. And please make sure when you come on the show, please make sure that your whatever you're watching us on is muted. There go the link again for anybody that wants to join the show. Up next, we have No Thanks. Hello?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing well. Thank you for having me on your show. You're doing well, and I really enjoy your shows.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming on. Who you think did it?
Well, I'm going to have to wait for forensics on that. But, talk about mental issues and drugs. Where was he getting his drugs? if they knew he had mental issues, we know he stayed at their house and was using drugs and was caught using drugs there before. And also, I think he does a lot of the dirt for the neighborhood. You could tell he's around the neighborhood a lot. People see him a lot. Where does he bring the stuff that he steals back to? I'd have to assume, Monica's house if he's in that area. So, a lot of stuff, when you involve drugs, druggies always think they have the best ideas and the best plan. They're going to hotwire the toilet to turn on the lights when they flush it or something. I don't know. They always think they have the best idea possible. But, it seems to me when you're on drugs and you put cameras up, it means that you have control of those cameras at all time and you know what's going on, whether they're SD card or they go to your phone. I'd like to know if she had other cameras in her house due to the fact that, it's possibly a drug house where drugs come in and out of all the time, and like to see what those cameras are like. But I definitely like to think about preventative maintenance. Preventative maintenance would have been, fixing the back door. But, if the jogger found cash at what was it? It was 550, was it?
It was like I believe it's sometime in the morning because he wasn't even missing until hours later.
Right. It was a jogger who stumbled across him. And I think 3 minutes later, a phone call went in for an attempted break-in at Monica's house. Now, if it was, I think it was 6:53 actually, or something to that effect, that the call went out for the attempted break-in in the morning, and she went back to bed. What I would have done is I probably would have fixed the garage door, checked on everybody in the house, make sure they're okay. I'm sorry, I just got done out of the gym, so I just got off the treadmill, so I apologize.
Okay.
I'm out of breath a little bit, so I was listening to the show at the gym. And the stories just don't match up. A lot of stuff is coming out from Monica and her end. And if you listen to her, when she comes and she tells a story about the morning when, Cash usually wakes her up. We go and we eat the breakfast. She doesn't say she'll make breakfast, they'll eat breakfast, and then she'll do the ABCs, do the coloring and do the shapes, and then they'll go play and then take a nap. She had, pretty much the schedule down. It's just that her story has been a lie since the very beginning, so it's hard to believe anything that she says up to this point. And I believe that I don't think she had a part in killing Cash, but preventative maintenance and her drug habits and the company that she keeps and lets stay at her house that killed Cash makes her responsible in my eyes at some point for something. And that's basically what I feel. And I'm like you, I'm stuck with forensics. And I think the reason why there isn't a capital murder charge yet is because there's possibly going to be more people involved as well. I know we're waiting on forensics, but I think forensics would be back by now. I would have to assume we would have forensics back by now.
I think they said that was supposed to take, if I'm correct, I think they said that was supposed to take 3 to 4 weeks, I believe.
3 to 4 weeks.
If I'm correct, I could be I believe that's what it was though, like 3 to 4 weeks for forensics to come back. And with the whole COVID situation going on, a lot of things are taking a lot longer than what they normally would take.
Yeah, I believe that as well. But again, I think I don't think Kamron's involved in the ways that people are stating he is. I believe he's more so I think he really did care about Cash, but he also, I don't know if he's on drugs. He seems like he's a pretty good kid for what I've seen of him. I don't really know him or really know anything about him, but I just know more about Darriynn and his brother Alex. And again, we have that, Mr. Pinkerton saying that there was another person involved and that somebody else recorded as well. I'm having a hard time believing now anything that's coming from that side. So I don't know if there was a Hispanic male that was along with Darriynn Brown or not. I don't know if Darriynn Brown was on a wireless Bluetooth headset when he was inside the bedroom, but it looked like he had a light top and a darker pair of pants on night vision. And in the morning time, he walks in and you could tell it's the same color. Now, the only reason why it would be only different color on night vision, it's because it's 2 different color clothing. The pants wouldn't match the tops. So I'm assuming he did, have a change of clothes. He ditched the backpack. And why was he there in the morning? Was he supposed to be there? I don't know, but it seems like he rubs Carter's head, answers some questions, goes to walk out, and then goes back to answer one more question and proceeds to go like he's going to get himself breakfast or watch TV or do whatever. It's nonchalant. There's no adrenaline at the time of the morning video. You can see the pacing, the looking around. He's not looking for a camera. In the bedroom, he's looking to either see if someone else is coming, whether it's an accomplice or somebody in the house, or if his escape route, I believe, is still clear. And that's why I believe he hesitated and looked around. And also, the reason why I believe he grabbed Cash instead of Carter was convenience, because if you notice, Carter tucks his feet under Cash's head, and if he reached over, he'd have to take a lot more strength to lift Carter out of the bed and not disrupt Cash and wake him up, when he could have just grabbed Cash off the end of the bed like he did and just pull him out. And we noticed Carter was still awake at that point. But, at this point, I can't tell you who's in that video or not. I believe it's Darriynn Brown, but again, that's just my opinion.
All right. And that's what this show is for. Your opinion and your thoughts. I'd like to thank you. No, thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for all your work, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. You have a great night, man.
Goodbye.
All right. This is up in the air. It's up in the air. This is up in the air. You got people that think it's Darriynn. You got people that think it's Kamron. It's up in the air. But tonight is the night to express your feelings. Once again, everybody please hit the like button, please. Madness. Up next. And once again, we are going in order. So if you want to come on the show, the sooner that you click the link to come on the show, the sooner I can get to you. Up next, we have Bruce. Bruce, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going, Madness? Thanks for letting me on. Okay.
No.
You do a wonderful job. My thoughts, again, is that Monica was feeding, Darriynn Brown them drugs, him having mental issues. I still think that he was set up. I do think that he was told to get the baby, and he picked it up, passed it to somebody. And like his defense lawyer said, what happened after that 3 seconds? I do not believe that kid killed that kid. I'm not up here sticking up for that kid. That kid's got a lot of, he terrorized, the town there. I don't believe that kid killed him, but I believe that, there was help. And obviously, I don't know. I'm not going to blame Monica or her son yet. I'm still going to wait. But somebody else had helped him transfer that baby to a car, I believe. And then they went on and did their thing with them. And that's what I believe.
And you have every right to believe that. And don't let nobody say that you can't believe it. Everybody's looking at this evidence. Everybody's watching different cases on it, and you're going to come to your own conclusion.
Well, you could also, what I've been also thinking about, Madness, is the hair. You see the video of Kamron too, right? And you can see how his hair, is long on both sides of his head.
I said I didn't see. Trust me, I didn't seen every video. I didn't seen every picture.
I know you have, and I could sit there and I could sit here and say that, well, he's the one that did it. He's the one that took that kid. Listen, they were all drugged up, every one of them in that house, and I believe Monica did orchestrate this. I believe that she had control over, her own son and Brown. So I don't care if people like what I believe. Like you said, this is just what I believe, and it all could be wrong. Brown could be just the single guy that did it, but I don't believe it's just Brown. I believe Brown took that kid, but I don't believe Brown killed him. So thank you, sir. Thank you for letting me come up, and God bless you. Keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate y'all who are taking y'all time out to come over here and to come on the show. I really appreciate that. We got up next. We got T Spicy.
What's up, Madness?
Madness, how you doing?
Madness. Hey, I'm T-Spiracy, but everybody gets that mixed up. Call me T-Spicy. You call me T-Spicy. I'm down with that. It's cool.
You down with T Spicy? We can do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Spicy T, whatever.
Okay, I like it.
So sorry to hear you getting shadow banned, man. That's the sad part about YouTube. You know, here you are trying to make a difference, trying to get the word out, and they're suppressing that knowledge. And I don't like that about YouTube, man. I really don't. And that's why, like you said, gotta share, like, comment, whatever. Get it back in the algorithm, man. It's only right for the children, you know. Yes. But the reason why I wanted to call in is I think that Darriynn was either framed or he was a willing participant, right? But the truth is, right, like if I was on a jury right now and they said to me, you know, can you convict this dude based off of everything you've seen and everything you know? Like, I don't think I wouldn't be able to do that. I would not be able to do that. And that's the thing, man. Like, I have these days where I'm like, it's definitely Darriynn. Then I look at it again, I'm like, I don't know, man, it might be Kamron. Like, that whole what if that's up in the air leaves all of us uneasy. And I think the unknown is what's keeping me sucked in so much anyways, because, you know, I want to know what happened to this kid at the end of the day. But you know, and here's the thing, I seen a lot too in the Facebook group yesterday. Someone was like, well, if Darriynn Brown really is schizophrenic, then I can't hate him, I can't be mad or whatever. And I was like, I want to flip my desk over, because let me tell you something. You can be mentally ill and a bad person at the same time. That's possible, people. It is. At the end of the day, you can be both, you know? And the way he moved in that room, Madness, the way he was quiet, he was careful, he was calculated. I'm sorry, he knows right from wrong. He has to. You know? I mean, the way he moved tells me he does. He moved like he knew what he was doing was not okay. And, you know, at the end of the day, if he knows right from wrong, schizophrenia or not, I mean, I don't know, man. Just saying. But, I watched Tiffany earlier, and she was talking about his walk and how he walks and how Kamron walks. And I just want to say this, because a lot of people don't know this, and I don't expect a lot of people to know this, right? When people do drugs, they actually move different. Like, their hands move different. Sometimes they walk different. Like, I know people that have done specific drugs, and their body morphs, like, literally into different ways of moving is the best way I can explain it. But so if he was under the influence, I mean, his walk is going to be different. Do you know what I mean? It might be different from when he's not, like when he was in jail, the footage we saw. So I wanted to say that too. And also another thing that I keep thinking about real quick here is, all right, remember how Kamron said he's like, I woke up and I had no shoes, no shirt, no socks, and I ran here and I ran down over there.
Speak on it.
Does anybody know that to be true? Like, have we seen? I would like to know if there exists footage on doorbell cams, whatever, of him running around looking. Because as far as I know, I haven't heard about that existed. Now, don't get me wrong, Madness. You know we can't see everything that they have. I understand that. But why wouldn't that be okay to share with the public? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I just want to know if they really were looking for him. Because if they weren't, and they said they were, then that's obviously suspect behavior, you know?
Yeah,
that's a little suspicious.
Yeah, because that'll definitely be caught on the cameras. It seemed like a lot of people got doorbell cameras out there, so
right.
It definitely caught on something.
Right. I mean, why can't we see Kamron running around? I mean, that's kind of been bothering me a little bit. I wish that I could see that to get some reassurance, you know? But you know, and then we have Monica over here. Monica talking about how she's got this schedule down, how we wake up at this time, we do this at this time, ABCs, yada yada. All right, then why are you waking up at 10 a.m., girl? I mean, that's not normal schedule behavior in my opinion, whether it's a weekend or not. Like, moms wake up whether we want to or not. Like, I'm sorry, like, for you not to check on your household, maybe go back to sleep, is a little weird to me. But at any expense, before she starts teaching ABCs, I think she needs to invest in a magic eraser. I don't know. I'm not trying to hate too much, but
these are your thoughts.
Yeah, these are my thoughts, exactly. It's just, I don't know. And I one last thing I want to say, because I do want to let other people come up here and talk. This Blood Money Benny Keys dude is driving me absolutely bananas, because what is he trying to protect? Why is he going so hard? Does he really think that Monica gives a crap about him? She don't even give a crap about the people she's supposed to give a crap about. Sorry, not sorry, bro. And he's like, oh, you guys just want to drag up her past. Yeah, I know that stinks when people bring up your past. I get it. But she is presently messed up. Her present is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop talking about her past when her present is fucked up. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to swear. My bad.
It's okay.
It slipped. I'm sorry, madness.
See, look, you got it down pat. Look, people be like, stop saying that. And then other people be like, I love it when you say that. And then
I love it. Nah, don't stop saying that. That's your thing, man. You say it as long as you want to say it. You know what I'm saying? This is your channel. But I appreciate you letting me come up. I'm so glad to see you doing good things, man, and growing the way you are. And I just appreciate all the stuff you do for these kids, man. I just want to say that too before I go.
Thank you very much, T Spicy. I appreciate that you
Spicy tea over here. All right, ma'am.
Have a good one.
Take care. You too. Bye.
Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna keep saying madness. Believe that. That's me. Like I said, some people be like, oh, I love when you say madness. I find myself saying madness. And then people be like, why you keep saying madness for? Stop saying that. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna be me regardless. I'm me. I'm gonna be me. And me says madness. Okay, Love Shack Sarah is back on. Let me get her back on here.
Is this better?
Oh, that is much better.
All right, awesome. The headphones worked. Great. I had to steal them off my son's metal detector. So anyway, okay. I'm going to go back just a little bit. We're going to go down memory lane here. Back to what Thank You Next said. It's very reasonable thing he said.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Somebody either needs to tell their friend to come in the chat, or somebody needs to leave, because we at 666 right now. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I need
get off that number.
Yeah, I ain't doing 666 madness.
Especially with me up here, that ain't happening. Right. We got to do something about that. Okay, so he brings up a very curious point that we all should question. He says when Darriynn came in at 7 a.m. and came into the room, did what he did, it appeared that he cautiously went back to check his getaway, which would be the sliding glass door, right? If we watch how he walks and what direction he walks in, he's walking back the way he came in, correct?
Okay.
That would be the sliding glass.
He was retreating steps.
Well, yeah, but isn't it odd that there's a door in the room that leads to the backyard? Why not go out that door? Why re-enter the home at 7 a.m. with how many adults and teenagers in that household, and risk being caught?
Interesting.
Think about that. There's a door in that bedroom that leads to the backyard. Why not just go out that door? Why at 5 a.m. before he took cash, did he not unlock that door and use that door to exit with cash? Why risk going back into the home where the dogs can be disturbed? An adult can wake up and hear him inside the house. Why not go out that door? Okay. Now that just came to my attention when Thank You Next was speaking. Now, bear with me here. because I got a lot to say and I'm going to try to condense it. I tend to talk too much and I apologize, but I'm going to try to condense this.
Go ahead.
Do I think that was Darriynn Brown at 5 a.m. who took Cash? I too want to wait for toxicology. I'm questioning if that was Darriynn. I can't say one way or the other for sure, but what I can do is say to myself, we have footage of Darriynn creeping around that neighborhood. And in that footage, Darriyn's wearing his mask. He's actually wearing it. Now, is he wearing that mask at night when he's prowling cars because he's afraid of COVID? Or is he wearing that mask because he doesn't want to be recognized? It's a disguise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most likely, he's wearing it because it's part of a disguise. So entering a home, supposedly breaking and entering a home to steal a child, his disguise was awfully sloppy, wouldn't you agree? That mask is not covering his mouth and nose.
Not covering up his whole head. Should have been covering his whole head, so we couldn't even see that.
It's covering his chin. Does Darriynn have a beard or does Kamron have a beard?
Kamron has the beard.
And then somebody brought up, and I'm not sure who it was, they just brought it up about Kamron's hair is longer and thicker on the side. Our 5 a.m. kidnapper is wearing a headband of some sort. The hair is pulled back. So, if you look at Darriynn, his hair goes upward, right? You look at Kamron, his goes over his forehead. But if he's wearing a headband, that's going to pull his hair upward like Darriyn's, right?
Okay.
Okay, this is all reasonable doubt stuff. It really is. It's all reasonable doubt stuff. Now, we get to the footage of 5 a.m. kidnapper standing there. Well, let's look at the video for itself, for what it is. It's chopped up. We see Carter getting into bed, and then there's a break, and then we see the kidnapper come into the room. So there's a break in that footage. That kidnapper didn't walk into the room right after that little boy got into bed. Okay?
Right.
He obviously,
it's clear.
There's a break in the film. There's a clip. He then stands there looking confused and watching between those two children. You see him looking back and forth. And some can say, well, he was looking for the easiest child to take. Maybe. I don't think he was playing eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think he was watching for movement. I think he was sent there to remove the child who either ingested a substance they should not have ingested or received an injury that there would be either no possible way for him to come back from, or that would involve some serious child abuse charges. And he was brought into the situation to remove the child from that home, because we're watching him. For somebody who's a kidnapper who doesn't want to get caught, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wants to steal this child for his own personal whatever. He sure took a lot of time choosing which child he was going to take. And if you watch that footage, he goes, he looks at one child, he looks at another, he looks at the other. One child moves, and that would be Carter. He's stirred in his sleep. If we watch Cash in that footage, that little baby never moves. You never see any movement from Cash's side of the bed. And then you see the kidnapper pick up the edge of the blanket with his tips of his fingers and kind of lift it. And as he lifts, he looks down the blanket and he kind of pulls the blanket further back, like he's trying to see if there's urine, maybe. Okay. Defecation, what have you. Moves the blanket. It's kind of like he looks. You got to look at the body language. He kind of turns his head to look down the blanket, towards the child's rear end area, moves the blanket, waits a second to make sure he's not waking the stirring child up, kind of looks around, scoops Cash out of bed, holds that baby out in front of him. Now, we all saw Cash's posture. Most children that you pick up, I'm not saying all, but most, they move. They have a startle response. When you pick a child up, you're essentially giving them that sensation of falling in their sleep, and they'll startle. We don't see that baby's arms move. His head is prone and his chin is in a down against his chest in a down motion, downward posture. His arms are pressed against the side of his body. His fists are in the center of his chest and his legs are dangling. Absolutely no movement from that baby. If you're going to kidnap a child, you're going to restrain them, because when a child is grabbed, fight or flight kicks in. And they're going to do, even if they're asleep, okay, why didn't he try to reach out to whoever was picking him up? He didn't do that. He wasn't in a position to try to wrap his legs around the person picking him up like most children do. We see no movement from that baby. We also see a kidnapper who does not put his hand over that baby's mouth. How could he be so sure that that baby would not start kicking, screaming, scratching? You think about anybody who's ever stolen a child from their home, on the street, at a bus stop. What is one of the first things they do once they grab that child? They put their hand over that child's mouth. We're not seeing that in this footage. Do I believe whoever removed that child knew what would be done to that child? I can't say with 100% certainty. I will say I will be very, very shocked if the toxicology comes back clean. I will be very shocked, because that baby's posture, it's prone. Something's terribly wrong with him. He's in distress, or he's unconscious in my opinion, and he's very close to death, if not already dead. Now, word is the way he was found, and a trigger warning, I'm sorry, everybody's here. I think we've heard everything that can be upsetting, but I want to apologize. I don't want to be too crude about this. Word is that when he was found in a puddle of blood, which means he bled out. Dead people don't bleed. Okay? Dead people do not bleed out. Bleeding out is an indication that the heart was pumping when the injury was inflicted. So with that being said, okay, maybe Cash was not dead in that bed, but maybe he was darn close to it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Sarah. The people seem to enjoy you very much over here.
What was the one other little point I wanted to give you really quick?
Go ahead.
The bringing Darriynn coming back at 7 a.m. How many adults were in that house?
I think a lot.
And teenagers, 13 or older? Quite one or two, three?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Again, back to the not restraining the child, not covering his mouth. You've got how many people in the house that could be alerted that you're taking this child and you're not doing anything to restrain the child? But then, and granted, I get it, the kid's supposedly mentally ill, but you're going to come back with no disguise on in the daylight, no disguise whatsoever, good or bad. Enter that room, say or do whatever he was doing with Carter. I never made out what he was saying, and I know everybody has theories as to what was being said. But again, heading towards the way he came in, it's daylight. Dogs need to go to the bathroom. People get up and make breakfast. Unfortunately, guys, I think this is going to be one of those cases where there is going to be so much reasonable doubt presented that you might not get the out. If you think Darriynn Brown did it, you might not get the outcome you're hoping for.
I can definitely see that because there's too many people on opposite sides of the fence.
Yeah, I personally, and this is my opinion, don't nobody come for me. I personally believe something terrible happened to that child under the care of that household, and they involved Darriynn Brown in the what's the word I want? Hoax of an abduction to cover up what really took place with that boy. And I might be wrong, and I'll own it if I am, but that's just looking at everything. That's what I'm taking from this, that something terrible happened to that little guy and they needed to cover themselves. And he was either a willing or unwitting participant.
It's okay. It sounds like you're getting choked up. Okay.
I'm tired of seeing news report after news report after news report of our children being abused, murdered. This world, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of seeing it. And we just had another one happen last week in the same state. I mean, it happens every day, you know. It's which ones are lucky that we get to hear about. If we even want to call it lucky, it's not, you know, but we don't get to hear about all these cases. And in this situation, we're talking about a 4-year-old baby who happened to be a twin. You know, a young man who may or may not have schizophrenia, who may or may not have been set up. So it's just a bit overwhelming. So anyways, I will step down. Thank you for allowing me to come up and for your time.
Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate you,
Right.
Sarah. Thank you very much.
All right, Madness. Thank you.
All right. Once again, if you want to come on the show, I'm going in order. The sooner you hit the link to come on the show, the sooner I can get to you. Please hit the like button, people. If you have not hit that like button, please hit the like button. If you'd like to join the channel membership to help keep this channel afloat, please hit the link in the description. Madness. Up next, we got Melissa. Hello? Melissa?
Hey, how are you?
Hello, how you doing? Yes, I can. How you doing?
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, cool. Well, firstly, I'd just like to say thank you to you and a lot of the other creators I've seen in the chat today. I think you guys are doing an awesome job at keeping this all alive. My first questions when I came across this case were seeing the interviews on the Daily Mail with Monica and Kamron. You know, initially I thought that they have to have some knowledge of who this kid was, because Monica was so easily able to pick him out of, you know, the camera footage and know exactly who it was immediately. And I think, you know, at the end of the day, we can all speculate, we can all say who we think it was, but, you know, red flags come when there are lies, and she's been proven to have lied about how they knew Darriynn Brown or whether they even knew him. I think that he was so comfortable in that house to be able to walk around the layout of that house, know where he was going, where he was coming. You know, he's definitely been there before and knows his way around. Whereas they say that they barely knew him. So, you know, that was my first red flag. And then you get to where we start hearing all these other accusations that he lived in the house. And, you know, the family of Monica posting outlandish things all over the internet. Of course, it's going to draw speculation. Of course, it's going to draw questions. And I don't think we're ever really going to get any of the answers until the forensics come back. And another thing that I really struggle with understanding is, you know, if the police and the FBI were there on the Saturday that this happened, you know, in the Daily Mail interviews, we see everything still left behind. The bedding of the crib, the whole room is still there. When we know that the perpetrator that took poor baby Cash has left clearly, like he touched the blankets, he was standing over the crib. That I just cannot understand that FBI or police could drop the ball on this to the point where they didn't even take any of the bedding, you know. And the video footage, how was Monica still had that video footage to hand over to the Daily Mail? Like, shouldn't that have been one of the first things that the police took, you know, to look at and review themselves? And it's clearly been cut up. It's clearly been edited. Who edited it? We don't even know. Was it Monica who edited it and then handed it off to Daily Mail, or was it the police who edited it, gave it back to her? You know, there's so many questions, and to me, it all just equals red flags everywhere, and it doesn't sit right with me. Also, the nighttime footage, I think I see curls too. I don't see dreadlocks. I see curls.
Okay.
And that, you know, that's something that.
So that means so you believe that Kamron was the one?
I don't know. I can't, like. I do think I see an African American man. I don't think he looks white when you look at it properly. But that it could be any young, you know, teenage African American boy, because he was clearly disguised. He had, you know, his hoodie and his headband and glasses, and I could see a mask. So I don't understand why the nighttime footage he's clearly disguised, and the daytime footage is like he's just walking in there, checking on the kid, having a little convo. You know, it doesn't look like, you know, I know everybody said this, but it definitely doesn't look like he was uncomfortable or he was worried, or, you know, it looks like he was just sent in there to check on the kids.
Standing there like he had all the time in the world.
Yeah. And I think he was very comfortable with that house. It's clear just by looking at him and the way he walks around there that he's, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he was there that night before and then woke up early that morning, 5 o'clock. Who knows? But I do know we need to wait until the forensics come back. We need to know, you know, whether there is any definitive camera footage that has caught anything, because we don't even know that yet. But in my opinion, if they did have camera footage that showed that it was definitely Darriynn Brown who was walking down the street with this poor baby, I think the murder charges would be applied already.
That's what got a lot of people, you know, figuring like they taking an awful long time to charge him, with murder, but they did say they was waiting on forensic. So that's what everybody at this time.
Yeah, I think that's all we can really do. But yeah, in my opinion, it was definitely a group effort, and I know that sounds horrible, but yeah, I don't think it was Darriynn Brown on his own, that's for sure. You only need to have one look at the state of that house, the state of Monica, the state of the family, and they're doing it to themselves. They're putting themselves out there on social media, saying the most outlandish things for everybody to see. And the testament we have from Monica's ex is another thing, another insight into her personality and the way that she reacts when she's in a relationship. She seems very controlling and violent and, all that sort of stuff. So it definitely, at the end of the day, it wasn't a healthy environment for those poor babies. And, at the very least, she should be charged with neglect because it just breaks my heart.
Well, I believe everybody's heart's broken from the story that we done heard what happened to Baby Cash, and we definitely all want Baby Cash to get justice.
Yeah.
We
well,
want.
I thank you so much. You guys are doing such a good job. But I'll hop down and let the next person up. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much. You have a good night.
You too. Bye.
All right. If you're just now joining us, this show tonight is for y'all. It is for the people. It's for you to decide. Come on the show. Tell us who you think did it. You have a right to your opinion. So whether if you think it was Darriynn, or whether you think it was Kamron, or whether you think it was Monica, or whether you think they was all three in together in cahoots, you come and you speak on it. Madness. We got Julia up next. Julia,
Hello?
are you there?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to put my input into it and definitely discuss on what's going on. I have a 4-year-old, and sometimes he's up extremely early. He wants to eat. He wants to turn on the TV. For a person to say, okay, well, let me go back to sleep with a 4-year-old and they're wait, or they had to get up and make breakfast and they did this and they did that. At the end of the day, when you have children in your home, most people don't sleep. Okay. Most people won't sleep because these kids want to get up, they want to play. Mm-hmm. Now, my thing is this: if she knew that she was going to have those kids in the house, whether the father left them kids there a day later or 2 days or a week later, and you're a mom, why you have both of the twins sleeping in that baby crib together? Okay, she has older children. What she should have did was make one of her older children switch rooms with them so they could feel more comfortable, be more secure. You're a mom. A mom protects her children. Like an animal, it protects its young. So by any means necessary for your child to be comfortable, them older kids could have slept in the room where Cash and Carter was, but she put them in there in a small crib. You don't have to have no money to give them a fabulous, time to be living there. But what she should have did was take the bigger kids and switch rooms with them. Secondly, I feel like it is Kamron. Everybody have their right to their opinion. It's just the way. I'm sorry?
I said speak on it.
The way that when the guy walks in the room, he consistently turning around looking for that camera, or to making sure nobody's going to walk in behind him while he's doing whatever he's going to do. But if you're going to go in there and take a child, you're not going to waste precious time. Your job is to get in, get what you want to get in and get out. It was too much time lapse for him to stand there and watch this kid. Whether he wanted to know which child was which, you don't care. A killer don't care. A kidnapper don't care. They see their prey, they get it, and they're back out the door. For me, Kamron took the whole camera crew through, oh, he went through this way, and this is where how he got in, and the door was kicked in. Let me tell you something. You know too much to be saying it wasn't you. It was just, he was direct on all of his answers. So again, if you had nothing to do with it and you were quote unquote sleeping, how did you know all of this? Of course, yeah, he could have saw the video afterwards, but again, he was too precise in what happened with those boys. I'm not never putting a 4-year-old, nobody under the age of 13 in a room with sliding doors and extra doors where they can just turn a knob and walk out at any time, day or night, especially when I have older kids that can also switch rooms with them. So
Right.
it's a lot of questions being raised with that. The next morning, we see the AM video. We see Darriynn Brown comes in. He kind of walks over to the crib. He shakes the little boy hair like, hey, what's going on, bud? That type of thing. But I noticed when the guy snatched cash from the night video, he used his right hand. In the morning video, Darriynn, which we all see was clear, used his left hand. I have 2 children that are lefties. They do majority of the things with their left hand. Okay, so that was a red flag for me as well. One more thing before I let the next caller come in. If Kamron said that he ran outside with no shoes, no socks, no shirt, looking for cash, why is it that nobody has released the camera of him running through the neighborhood, screaming cash or, looking for him or whatever? But they got all these videos of Darriynn Brown going into people's houses, people's cars, which is absolutely wrong. And he should do time for that. Don't get me wrong. But if you're running through the neighborhood with no clothes on, saying you looking for this kid, where's the cameras at? They got Darriynn Brown showing him breaking into cars, breaking into whatever he was doing illegally. So where's the cameras of Kamron running through the street looking for this kid?
Good question.
So
Good question.
yeah, it's something to be raised. I'm not an investigator, but common sense is something that you can't miss on that video. We all see Darriynn Brown. He's soaking wet, 125 pounds after you wring the rag out. It's no way he carried cash. They say what, quote unquote, 6 blocks? Absolutely not. No way. I believe that it was help involved. They send Darriynn Brown back into that room so he can be on camera to show, oh, the killer came back the next day to grab Carter. What killer coming back to the crime scene that's going to put his face clearly out for everybody to see? Me personally, I think it was a setup. Right. That's just my opinion. But I'm going to let you take the next caller. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate your show.
Thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate you taking your time out to come on here and speak your mind.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. All right. Okay, Grace was next. I don't know what happened to Grace. She was, hold on. I don't know if she dropped out or let me see if I can get her back. I know Grace was waiting for a long time and I finally got to her. And when I get to her, it looked like, I don't know if she's having technical difficulties or not. Okay, looks like she's back. There she go. All right. Grace.
Hi.
Grace, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Sorry. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so I just had some things to say to answer or to say something back to some of the people that were on here as guests. I don't understand how people could try to blame the family for being involved when Darriynn is a menace to the neighborhood. He has mental illness. He's been pushed aside. They're shrugging off. The people had their guard down, really, in the neighborhood. And because of that, he was able to go into a house that he was familiar with and grab a child that may have been may have known him and been comfortable with him and been half asleep, not knowing who is holding him. So I just find it so difficult to think that this was anything other than what it seems to be. Someone has mental illness and preyed upon an easy victim.
So you believe that so you believe Darriynn did all this by himself? Is that where I'm hearing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah, because and even from the surveillance footage, I can't really make out who it is. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist, to see who it is based off of what I've been saying, even though I can't really see who it is.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the body structure. The body structure looks like a young guy. Definitely could be Darriynn. And there's proof from what other people were saying that the shoes or something was matching. So that's more proof.
I would also like to thank you real quick for coming on here with your camera on. I think you're the first person. No. I think, are you the first person to come on here with your camera on? I think you are, if I'm remembering correctly. So appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm actually out right now in Charlotte, North Carolina. But yeah, I've been following this story from the beginning, and you were the first person I actually saw this story from. So,
well, I hope you're
I've
subscribed.
been following it, and I really, from the beginning, I was like, probably like everyone else, I was really hesitant to believe the way his picture looks. He looks like the typical young, attractive male that you wouldn't think at first. It looks like a sex crime. It looks like some type of depraved, act like that. And it made it like really sensational with the picture, his mugshot. He looks like the way he does. It's hard to believe, but with the evidence, it's just the only thing that makes sense.
All right. Anything else you got to add?
That's it.
All right, Grace. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show and speaking your mind.
Oh, you know what?
Well,
I'm sorry. Let me say one more thing.
go ahead.
I like how it's funny how people are saying they're talking crap about the family and saying that they were all this and they were trash and they were negligent. Wouldn't that give you more reason to think that Darriynn was able to just get access in and out of the house so easily? Like, if a household is full of adults that aren't paying attention, aren't around, doing their own thing, if there's a bunch of kids in the house, and I feel like even there was a news clip where I can't remember his name right now. I'm so sorry. I'm out drinking, having drinks, y'all. The older son in the house, he even said
Kamron?
he was familiar with Darriynn in the neighborhood or him coming over or something like that.
Talking about Kamron?
But I don't know. I could be wrong.
Okay. Well, I hope that you come on the show again sometime, and I hope you continue to watch. And if you're out having drinks, I'm gonna say, I hope that you're not drinking and driving. Call an Uber or something, okay?
Oh, I'm sitting right outside my apartment. I live right across the street.
Oh, okay. Yo, microphone went out. Your microphone went out. I didn't hear the last thing you said.
So I don't want to be inside right now. It's too loud.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, just making sure that you're being safe, because
right
you're part of Madness Nation.
City, y'all.
If you're part of Madness Nation, I care about y'all. So.
But no, thank you so much for having me on. I love your show. It's madness. I love when you say madness. It's what really kept me in the show at first. I was like, oh, once I heard you say it again, I was like, oh yeah, he's cool.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Madness. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Grace. I'd like to thank all y'all out there who's watching, that's tuning in, that's helping making this a great show right now. I appreciate y'all. All right. Think I'm gonna go ahead and take one more call because this is the look like the first time where the same person called back, which means that the show is about to be over. I'm gonna let her come back on real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Madness.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Madness. Oh my gosh. It hit me in the chat.
Talk to me.
The other lady that was talking, not Grace, the one before her.
Mm-hmm.
She hit me right over the head with the bat, and I can't believe I have not heard anybody else come up with this. Oh my God. Okay. Check this out. If we are to believe, and a lot of people are agreeing, they believe it's Kamron that took that baby out of the house, right? Right? A lot of people agree on that.
Yeah, a lot
I'm
of people.
about 80%. I'm about 80%, but I'm about to get 100%. If Kamron took that baby out of the house and somehow, some way, tricked Darriynn to show back up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody says Darriynn changed his clothes from when Darriynn took the baby and Darrieyn's return, right? Everybody's been saying that. What did Kamron say? He said he ran around the neighborhood, no socks, no shoes, no shirt, no pants. Think about it. If he took that baby out of that house and he's the killer, wouldn't he ditch his clothes?
That would be the smart thing to do if he was a horrible
So
person.
why not? And wouldn't it be smart for him to put it out in the media that he was running around in his underwear looking for that baby in case somebody saw him? And they somehow tricked that Darriynn kid to come back into the house for whatever reason? Because you got to think about it. This is between 5 and 7 a.m. Now, that's the other thing. How do we know it was 7 a.m. when Darriynn came in the house? According to Monica, they were all asleep until 10 a.m. But we have footage, clipped footage, of little Carter waking up. What time in the morning was that? Okay, clearly he was in bed when Darriynn came in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. And then you see the clip. You see the break in the film, and then you see Carter wake up. So how much time passed from Darriynn being in that house to when Carter woke up? If Darriynn was in the house, let's say they tricked him into coming in the house for whatever reason, 7 a.m., got the footage, right? And then they waited for Carter to be the one to wake up the household. So let's say the household woke up at 10 a.m., right? Okay. In the meantime, we got Kamron saying he was running around the neighborhood in his underwear. If Kamron's the killer, wouldn't he need to ditch his clothes? Yes. If Kamron's the killer, wouldn't he need an excuse for why he's running around in his underwear? He's running around in his underwear because he's supposedly looking for cash. And in the meantime, they're getting footage of Darriynn coming back into that house. Maybe he was never in that house to begin with. Because who does that? I mean, isn't it kind of odd how he rattled off everything he wasn't wearing? Why didn't he just say, I ran outside in just my underwear? He said, I was wearing no shoes, no socks, no pants, no shirt, just my underwear. If he took that baby out and he had blood on him, he would need to ditch those clothes.
So
when was garbage day in this neighborhood?
I don't know. But from this information, now you went from thinking it was 80% Kamron to now you're saying that after that. You're 100% now.
I'm riding on the 100% bus at this point because it's like this kid had to make sure to let people know he was running around the neighborhood in his underwear because he was looking for cash. It's like he purposely put that out there because he knew after he ditched his clothes, there was a chance somebody saw him. And he needed to produce a reason why he was in his underwear. And he needed to make it be known. I'm in my underwear because I was looking for cash. No, you're in your underwear because you ditched your clothes. Because everybody said, oh, look, the clothes are different between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. Darriynn must have changed his clothes. Maybe Darriynn didn't change his clothes at all. It's because it was Kamron that took him at 5 a.m. It was Darriynn that was tricked into coming to the house at 7 a.m. And it was Kamron running around the neighborhood in his underwear, supposedly looking for this boy, who in reality was heading back home after ditching his clothes.
Somebody said you should be an investigator.
I'm sick to my stomach right now. I'm absolutely sick to my stomach.
Well, I would like to thank you for bringing it to our attention tonight.
Oh, madness.
Something to think about.
You keep doing what you're doing. You run a nice show. And let's just pray that, you know, the investigators, the FBI, you know, gets down to the truth of the matter. The last thing I want to see is if this Darriynn kid is innocent, he, you know, even if he's got mental issues and he's been a problem in the neighborhood, but he did not take this boy, he did not kill this boy. I don't want to see him go to prison. I want to see the one who did it go down.
Oh yeah,
so we need to pray for that. We don't need confusion with the justice system at this point. But I'll tell you, I'm sick to my stomach right now. I find it extremely odd that this kid had to let everybody know he was in his underwear while he was looking for cash. No, he said that. I will totally believe it now. It's my opinion, and this is what I believe. I believe he planted that seed with the media in case anybody saw a kid in the neighborhood in his underwear at 7 a.m. or whatever time it was. Damn it. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just passionate. I hate babies being hurt. I hate it when people hurt kids.
Trust me, I do too. So I completely understand. And it's
okay,
good.
I'm gonna go cry now and throw some water on my face.
Okay.
So, all right. You all have a great night.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right. We got the last caller, which is Patty. And, you know, this show tonight is very interesting. And I say that because I have made a poll on my community tab where I said, well, who you think did it? Do you think it was Darriynn or do you think it was Kamron? And like 80% of the people on the poll said Darriynn. But 80% of the callers who came on the show tonight is saying Kamron. So I think that's very interesting. All right, we got Patty up next. She's going to be the last caller for the night. Let me see if I can get her on. Patty, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You are the last caller for the night.
Well, that's good. I think Kamron did it and is the one that was in the first one. And I think that Darriynn was set up. I agree 100% with the caller that just left before me. And honestly, I don't see how a 911 call can come in at 6 something in the morning from Monica's phone and then her not be woke up until 11 by Carter. That doesn't make sense at all. if you see the video from Kamron describes everything. The only person that can describe everything to a T like that exactly as his account of how Darriynn supposedly did it, that is the person that did it, in my opinion. And I honestly think whenever Kamron went through that garage and was headed into the house, he tried to grab that door with his left hand, but then turned around and used his right hand, just like the person in the first video that used his right hand, and Darriynn in the second video used his left hand. So it is Kamron. I do truly believe. I think Monica is behind it, and it's nothing about, I keep seeing and hearing on different videos that, you know, the victim blaming. It's nothing about blaming the victim. The only victim in this whole process is Cash that died. He is the only victim in this whole thing. And I also think that Trevor should be, his butt is in, should be in jail for child neglect, or actually child abandonment, for abandoning his kids with an ex. That is BS, because honestly, I do know for a fact in the state of Texas, you're not supposed to have any kids unless it has gone through the courts. And then Trevor didn't go through the courts to give Monica custody of them, then Monica wasn't supposed to have those kids in the first place. And if Trevor didn't do that, then Trevor, Cash, and these boys probably would still be alive. And I feel sorry for Carter. Carter's the other victim in it, and no one's blaming them too. But it's 100%, and I do believe it's 100% Kamron. And I think this is going to be a deadlocked jury once it goes to court. And that's my opinion.
Because you don't believe, like, it's gonna be, it's too much confusion on who did what, so you believe they gonna come to a deadlock and DB is gonna get out.
I do believe Darriynn needs some mental help. There's no doubt about that. He has major mental problems. Kamron needs to be behind bars, and so does Monica, and so does Trevor. But I honestly think it's going to be deadlocked, because if there's this much confusion just over all of us, I can just imagine the confusion, unless DB's attorney actually does prove that otherwise. But I honestly think if Kamron and Monica are not looked into over this, then there is something up. And I will firmly believe, I do not know what that something would be, but there is something up if those two are not implemented in this whole crime. Because, and I don't even see why Monica had the children in the first place when she didn't even have custody of her other kids. Her mother did. If child services took her kids, how in the heck can she have these two boys legally?
Yeah, you definitely can't have them legally, because like you can't just have people kids because somebody left them there. Like you can't do that.
Exactly, and that's why I think Trevor needs to have child abandonment charges against him, because you can't just put your kid with anybody. And you know, this can bring a whole lot more, because if Trevor didn't leave those boys behind, I don't care what's going on in your life, you do not leave those kids behind in just anybody's care.
You have anything else you would like to say tonight to the people?
No, just keep doing what you're doing and whatnot. And I'm, you know, one of your biggest fans, and you do an awesome job on here, and just keep doing what you're doing.
If you're one of my biggest fans, let me get a madness from you.
Madness.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for coming on the show, Patty.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You have a good one. All right, everybody. like I said, tonight's show was really for y'all. It was really for the people. It was really just to give y'all a chance to call in with y'all thoughts. I know a lot of people have their thoughts about what went on. I know a lot of people got their thoughts about who they feel is responsible for Baby Cash. And I do know that we all want justice for Baby Cash. And we all want the correct person who's responsible for this to be in jail. We want the correct person. I think that that's one thing that we all can agree on. Baby Cash need justice. And whoever done this needs to be taken off the streets so they'll never have a chance to do this again. Thank you to all of y'all who came on this show. Thank you to everybody who came on the show. Thank you to everybody who left a super chat, that joined the group. Thank you for anybody who just left a comment. I appreciate y'all so much. I don't think y'all understand how much I appreciate y'all. I don't think y'all understand how much it means to me that all this work I'm doing is not being overlooked, that this work that I'm doing is being appreciated by y'all. I don't think y'all understand how much that means to me. So I really want to say thank y'all. And we're going to stay on top of this case until we figure out exactly what went on one way or another. And I don't believe your opinion is wrong, regardless of who you think done this. It's clearly not clear who done it. Only thing you can do is look at all the evidence that you see and then come to your own conclusion. And whether if you're on one side of the fence or another, eventually, hopefully, we all know the truth. Before I leave, can I get some prayer hands for Baby Cash? And can I get some prayer hands for his brother, Carter, who no longer have his brother? Can I get some prayer hands for them before we leave, people? Please, everybody, prayer hands for Carter. Prayer hands for Baby Cash. Rest in peace. I would like for y'all to join me in the moment of silence, please. A moment of silence for Baby Cash. Thank you. Like always, if you want to join me on my quest to stop the madness, then please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, comment, and share this video, because we got some things to talk about. And we gonna talk about it because the madness is infectious. The madness is contagious, and the madness must be stopped. So remember, stop the madness, start the positivity. Thank you for watching. Y'all be safe. And please, if you'd like to donate, please hit the link in the description. All the links are in there. Somebody said they wanted a Madness shirt. You can get a Madness shirt by hitting the going to the merch store, which is in the link. Once again, thank all y'all tonight. 55-1 Franklin, thank you very much for your help, like always. Madness.